Hello, John Neal here, and today it's not really a vlog. I'm doing some sign writing, falling back on an old trade here. Had a very nice letter emailed from Eva Stone in Michigan, who appears to run an eatery of some sort, and they're serving up salads and what have you. And during the pandemic, she needs another sign. This is the one she sent me. And so summer salads, 3 sorts with things in them. Right, so I've had a crack at it, the way that I would do it. What you can do, Eva, is I'll send you a photograph file of this, and you can print it and just stick it up, or you can have a go at doing it yourself. The thing about doing it yourself is I have to realise I've got a lot of things to my advantage. First of all, I'll put on the magic apron. Gives me special powers, but it is a lot to do with, 15 years of doing this sort of work on a regular basis. And the other one is I've got a certain amount of equipment. I'll show you. This is my retirement box. I made a new box for all my pens for occasionally, and it's slightly smaller than the one I used to use. But in here, you can see I've got all these brushes and more still. So there's a lovely selection of those. And all these pens here, these are the thicker ones, and these smaller ones. So I've got a lot to choose from there. And also, of course, most important, a ruler. So, with all these in mind and ready to go, let me show you how to do it. Well, I'm going to use an old board for this sign. I'm going to paint it black with smooth masonry paint. It's water-based, and use this roller as well. And I'll keep the roller handy so I can tidy up as I go along. Right, well, this is an old sign, as you can see, and it's going to be painted out with the black. It'll take 2 coats, and I'll dry it each time with a hairdryer just to speed the process up. You see, the roll is really useful for getting a very smooth and consistent finish. The board is about 20 inches by 25, and it's a piece of MDF, medium density fibre board. I'll just show you what's on the other side of this board. It's a butcher called Viv. I can't remember who Viv was at all, but there you go. Now the board's dry, I'm going to mark out where the borders would go, which is just the width of the ruler, as you can see. I'm using a pencil crayon. I don't know what you might call that. It's just a pencil, which is a coloured pencil, I suppose. Best way of describing it. And it doesn't leave a shiny mark like a regular graphite pencil will. And we've got to put the word summer. Now, the words summer and salads are going to be the main part. So salad is the big word, and that's what I'm going to spend most time on. The rest of the work is going to be smaller, so less significant. Salad's the big word, and I put summer across to the side. Now I'm thinking there are 3 types of salad here, so I'm just eyeing up where they would go and the little description underneath. And I'll tell you now, I make a little bit of a mistake, but that's fine. Once you realise that it needs to be changed, I'll show you how we can do that. I always think it's very important to get these lines really clearly marked out and perfectly horizontal and square to the edge. Now I've roughly penciled in the words that I'm going to be writing, and I want a pale green. On the black, I wouldn't use dark colours usually, dark red, dark green. So I'm going to mix up, I only need a small amount, so I'm going to mix some white. I'm squeezing some white ink into this container, mostly white, and a little dash of green will make it the colour that I want. I always find it a little bit magic mixing the colours like this, the way they change. Always, when I was a kid, I used to love it. Anyway, I don't need a lot of ink, so that'll be sufficient. There's only one word to be painted. Let me pause the video for a moment and comment about American Cursive. Eva sent me the picture of what she'd done already, and the S was an American Cursive. Let me just say this. I don't think anybody in Europe ever uses American Cursive. It's a style that we just don't get on with, and to be perfectly frank, I find it almost illegible. I don't know what some of the letters are supposed to be. So this is a capital S in salads, 2 of them, and they are just done in a regular Roman style, not American Cursive. You'll notice I'm holding the brush at an angle of 45 degrees so that the strokes going, here we go, this stroke is relatively thin and this one thicker. And by holding it in that position, you get this lovely effect. Now the bottom of the L there, I'm going to wait. There's the A again. That sloping crossbar is just something that I do. Now just finally fit the last S in. And then I can finish the L off because I know where everything else is. Mind your head out of the way, mate. Thank you. There we go. I'll spend a bit more time later on making the words salads stand out a bit, but to start with now, I'm just going to put the word summer across the word salads. And to make it stand out later on when it's dry, I'm going to put a black edge to that to make it stand out a bit more. I rather like that white pen, it worked well, so I'm simply going to put the main 3 words, Michigan, chefs and Greek, using this pen. Again, I'm holding it at an angle because it seems to mark very well with a thick and thin effect. You can see the tops of the lines here that I'm writing, this F is at an angle. You can see the angle it's at. Right, the Greek I'm going to do a little bit differently. I quite like doing this with these sharp corners to it. It's all in the same colour, so I don't think that's too distracting. There are 2 things which I needed to change here. First of all, I thought I could get all this one message in one line, but I can't, and I can in fact, looking at it, put it on the line above to fit everything in. And the middle word, chefs, wasn't quite dry, so I had to get a piece of tissue and lay it across chefs as I was leaning on it. And the writing that I'm putting on now really wasn't going to fit. So this is where it's a good idea to have the black roller available. That's the chefs dealt with. The black roller available and paint it out, dry it off and start again. Doesn't take long, and these are the sorts of things that sometimes happen. So with these corrections having been made, I'll have another go at it. Cover that up and do the underlying words underneath Michigan closer to, and then I'll fit everything in okay. I'll just speed this section up to get through a bit quicker. Next I'm going to make the word summer look a bit more summery by putting half a sun on it. So there's the white centre and some yellow around the outside. Right, while both the inks are wet, I can just get my finger and rub them in and get a nice graduation from white to yellow. Looks a little bit like a flower, so I'm going to put some more lines around it. I don't like to put the rays going out, I don't know why. Looks a little bit childish, so put them in semicircles. I'll just tidy up that bottom line in a while with a black pen. And then let's just make that summer jump out a bit. Let's close in, have a closer look. I'm just going round the letters of summer where it overlaps the S of salads with a black pen, and that will make it jump out quite nicely. Next we have one of my signature moves is to put a shadow, this time just with a thin green pen, and the green on the green looks really nice. Now I'm imagining that the light is coming from the top right, and so the shadow will be on the left and lower sides of the letters. Try and keep them an equal distance away from the letters all the way around. To help make the words stand out, let's get the white pen and just put a flick of light on the body of each of the letters of the word salad. And then the next thing to do is to get a light green and suppose that there's another flick of light coming up from below. And that will be enough to decorate the main word and have it jump out and really make people notice it. I'm getting close to finishing now, and it's always nice sometimes to connect these main words right across to the border with a white line. I think that helps fill the space, and the white border around always works well. So let's do that. Well, I don't want to overdo it, but I'm just going to put some dots on here, mainly to show that just by doing little things like this, it adds a bit of an effect which is just so easy to do. There you are then, Eva. There's your board. Thanks for the opportunity to have some content for another video, and I sincerely hope that your restaurant stays solvent and you all stay safe. Okay, bye bye.